Hello, welcome to day number 7 of the 100 Days of Manifestation. So, today I wanted to hop in here quickly and talk to you about procrastination because I know that this is one of those self sabotaging, kind of self defeating behaviors. And honestly, I don't know anyone that doesn't come across patterns of procrastination at some point or another. It's almost like our brain's go to method of sabotaging us. So, I want to talk about why it's not a problem actually, and how we can actually get around our procrastination and get back to successful manifestation. So, the reason why I say procrastination isn't necessarily a problem is that I want you to remember that if you are in the process of manifesting something, if you have essentially put your order in with the universe, let's imagine it's a little bit like doing a shopping session on Amazon. You've put in your order with the universe, it's in your shopping cart, and you're waiting for it to be delivered. So, if you have a day or two or three where you're procrastinating. Maybe you even have a week or 2 weeks where you're procrastinating and you're not taking that aligned action that you know will help you to get the results that you're looking for. I want you to know that that's okay because we don't have to necessarily keep at it all the time in order to successfully manifest. Really, it's been imperfect action that I have seen working for myself and for many, many, many other people and for clients as well. I spoke to you a little bit during the 5 days of Receiving More Festival, where I think I told you the story about the client that I've been working with, and she increased her income by 270% over the course of 4 months of coaching. And I tell you what, her head was full of disbelief and doubt and a lack of belief that it was even possible to get to where she was at. And she didn't show up perfectly every single day. And neither do I. I really, really don't. We're all a work in progress here, and it still works. So just know that if you have been procrastinating, it's not the end of the world. The most important thing, I think, with procrastination is to recognize when it's happening, to be aware that, oh, okay, this is me procrastinating, to see what's going on and to explore a little bit around what's going on and how you can get around it and get back into action. So I think there's a difference between staying in procrastination and kind of indulging in it, and not that you necessarily want to consciously indulge in it, but I do think sometimes there's an aspect to it that maybe you're not taking action because it actually keeps you safe and it keeps you in your comfort zone. What we also do when we're often procrastinating as well is that we beat ourselves up and we judge ourselves like, oh, this is a repeating pattern. This is something I always do. I'm never going to get there. And your head starts to get filled with all those doubts and that lack of possibility. So if you are doing that, I think the first thing to do with procrastination is to really recognize, is this what's happening at the moment? And do I have thoughts about that? How am I talking to myself about this procrastination? Because it's the self talk that is the real problem here. Because that self talk is not going to get you out of it necessarily and into a place of really inspired and aligned action. So, if you are procrastinating, maybe you want to ask yourself, what am I thinking about it? What am I believing about myself in this moment? Are they the most helpful things? And can I perhaps switch over to something that's a little bit more helpful? Like, okay, maybe I haven't been doing what I said I would do. Do you know what, though? I'm going to figure this out. I see what's happening now and I'm going to figure this out. So maybe you can switch over to some more constructive thinking like that. Like, I don't know how to get out of this, but I'm going to look into it. I'm going to sort it out. I'm going to try and figure it out. I know this is temporary. I know I'm going to get back to it. Now, the second thing I want you to do if you're procrastinating is I want you to check in whether or not you're bitten off more than you can chew, whether or not your idealistic and perfectionistic thinking has gone and decided that you're going to do, all of the things that you want to do on your to-do list to take inspired action. Because let's remember, the universe is going to meet us halfway. We don't have to do everything. So have a look at, have I bitten off more than I can chew? Am I setting myself up for failure before I've even started? Because I'm sitting there thinking, right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it all perfectly. Can you reduce what you're doing at all? So maybe you could ask yourself, can I do a small part of this? Whether or not you're procrastinating on doing some helpful actions for manifestation in and of itself. So maybe it's, I haven't updated my passwords, I haven't done a vision board, I haven't been writing my goals out every day, I haven't been doing some visualization. So maybe you could look at, well, am I asking myself to do all of those things like every single day, 3 times a day? Or could I just do one for 2 minutes? Could I just do a journaling session where I literally write down 3 bullet points and then that's it? It would like take 1 or 2 minutes, So do the smallest thing that you can. I love what James Clear, I'm pretty sure it was James Clear, he writes about habits and atomic habits. And I'm pretty sure it was him that said something along the lines of the most important thing when you are doing this is to form the action of taking that new habit. It is not about completing it. It is not about how long you are doing it for. So the very fact that you're showing up, let's just say that example of, I want to journal. It's not that you're sitting there doing 30 minutes of complete journaling, writing pages and pages and pages that actually measures your success. It's whether or not you're just showing up, like sitting down at the table and writing 1 bullet point and then go, okay, I've completed that for today. Done. So that's the second thing that I want you to think about. Can I make it a little bit smaller? And the final thing I want to share with you is ask yourself, is there anything I can do to make this easier? Can I make this fun? How could I make this fun? Ask yourself a powerful question. How can I make this fun? How can I make this easy? How can I make this simple? You will be amazed because when your brain is like Google. When you put in the right search terms, you ask yourself the right question, you will get the right answers. So if you're sitting there lamenting around, oh, why do I always do this? This is my block. I always sabotage myself. I'm procrastinating again. Why do I always do this? Your brain is going to go off and try and find those answers. Will that help you get out of procrastination? Potentially not. So perhaps actually a better question to ask yourself is, how can I make this easier for myself? How can I take one step that would feel really fun and really light? Ask yourself that. So these are some of the tips that I've got for you to get yourself back in action, to get yourself back out of procrastination. So first things first, check in with your mindset. Are you beating yourself up over procrastinating? Stop the judgment, stop all of the negative self-talk, get back to a place of kindness and compassion, because I believe this is almost like a default human behavior, and we're just showing where our upper limits are, our limiting beliefs are, and we can work through them. It's not a problem. Okay, and the second thing that you want to do is check in with perfectionistic planning. Can you make it smaller? Chunk it down. Do the smallest little bit that you can. And the third thing is to ask yourself a more powerful question. How can I make this fun? How can I make this easier? How can I take the next step in alignment with my goals? Okay, that's what I've got for you today on procrastination. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments here. Let me know if you're watching the replay. Let me know where you procrastinate. Let me know if this is going to help you get out of procrastination and what you might do to make it fun, to make it easier, to make it even lighter for yourself. All right, have a wonderful evening. I will be back tomorrow with the next installment of 100 Days of Manifestation. Bye.